It's a new dawn for the Halo video games. Let's check it out.
Chris Matthews, take one. Mark.
This is Casey Wu, take one. Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
For 6 years, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
You know, the old school games, that was true, definitely. Halo 1 and 2, you could just blast through those campaigns over and over. Absolutely. Halo 3 even, Halo Reach, even, but more recent Halo games, not as much.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots of different worlds, have lots of different meaningful characters.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward, and what's the craft of making Halo games, and how do we set our studio up best to go deliver on that?
What made Halo successful to begin with? Well, it was revolutionary gameplay at the time, absolutely. First-person shooters were not that good in general. I'm sure there were some gems at the same time. Maybe Counter-Strike for PC, PC players would argue. But in terms of console FPS games, Halo was just like, whoa, this is what an FPS can look like. It was trend-setting in a lot of ways, controller layouts. A lot of that is based on Halo. And yeah, I mean, it was really, really crazy how Halo set up the FPS scene in terms of console.
We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving to Unreal Engine, my first thought was, this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
I think fans...
Okay, Halo is moving to Unreal Engine. All right. That's crazy. That's pretty significant. I hope that means that they're going to leverage the tools of Unreal Engine, but maybe still give Halo, a more unique style and not just play off of the default Unreal Engine aesthetic. I'm just so tired. I know a lot of gamers are tired of it nowadays. Just the Unreal Engine look. Yes, it is high fidelity. Yes, it is, very good looking to a default level, but after you see so many of these Unreal Engine games, you start to see that look. It's an Unreal Engine look, definitely. And I hope they still kind of customize and make it their own style so that Halo really, stands on its own.
Are going to be excited about the future of Halo because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had to split our focus in thinking about building an engine, supporting it, being really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that's got to be difficult, right? They've got engineers and crazy, computer scientists just working so hard to build the engine side of things and update to keep up with the more modern day graphics needs and performance needs with these new consoles and new PCs and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be difficult to manage both of those at the same time, both the engineering and the game design aspects. So cutting out the engineering component and just running on Unreal, I mean, I think that's great. I think that's a smart idea.
We've made the change to shift to UE. We can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
I really hope they are true to what Halo is. Yeah, or what Halo was. Because it's kind of morphed into this bland, blah scene that is just not very fun. I do not see people raving about Halo the way they used to. It needs to evolve, it needs to develop, but it needs to still be fun. And it needs to be competitive compared to the other market share of FPS games. They have to make it fresh while still having roots that are true to the old games. I don't know the best way to do that, but I'm just saying that's kind of what needs to happen. They need to innovate, they need to kind of refresh things, but also still be true to the games, to the story, to the characters. For example, Cortana used to be very attractive, and arguably now she is not. And I think that's one thing that gamers are not really happy with these days is the censorship or the transition to, what's the average person look like? Well, let's make our characters look very average. And this need or weird focus or obsession with, we can't have attractive characters for some reason. I don't know. It's very strange.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore.
Wait, is Foundry like, are we talking like Foundry VTT, like the tabletop RPG system that you can play, you know, Dungeons and Dragons with your friends? Is that what we're talking about? I don't think so, but that's just what it reminded me of.
Place where Halo rings are born.
Oh, right, the Foundry, yeah.
It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this passes the vibe check. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, oh my goodness, the shimmer and reflection on that metal, that looks sick. The waterfall, the backdrop, oh man. Okay, all right. Nice. Oh my goodness, that looks so sick. Okay, and you know what? I'm so happy to see this. I know it's still a work in progress. You know, they're saying it's rendered work in progress content, right? So this is really encouraging. It's very high graphic fidelity, the Unreal Engine 5 way of things, right? But it doesn't look like the default Unreal Engine 5 look. It has its own style, and I love it. I love it. This is super encouraging, super encouraging.
The original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
Yes. Yes. Is it? Yeah, it was a new dawn. That's perfect. Is it the new dawn of Halo? Is Halo coming back? It might be. That was, I mean, just purely on an aesthetic and like backgrounds, look, feel, vibe, it's looking pretty good.
So once Project Foundry had been approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old, something new, and something really alien.
I like that. Something old, because if I'm interpreting this right, old as in something we've seen before maybe, but just brought into a newer, you know, the modern era of graphics, right, with Unreal Engine 5. Something new, and then something very alien. Okay, that sounds good to me.
The Pacific Northwest, which is sort of traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to shove as much foliage.
You know, this does actually look like cliffs and foliage on like the Oregon coast. So yeah, Pacific Northwest. That rings very true from what I see.
In there as humanly possible to make it really feel like you're on a hike in the, Cascades.
The Cold Lands, which was the second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where we could play with shaders, we could play with deformable landscapes and terrains. Unreal affords us more opportunity than we've ever had in the past.
I'm going to be honest. They, even with just what everyone else is able to do with Unreal Engine 5, what I'm seeing, they're definitely leveraging the power and capabilities of Unreal Engine 5. Like, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
On the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
Yeah.
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is any land that's been completely taken over by the flood.
Just look at that. Just look at this. Right here.
Any land that's been completely taken over by.
Woo! Look at the detail, the like tentacling, the amorphous masses and stuff, the tumor walls. Sorry, gotta calm down. This is impressive. It looks good. It looks good. I mean, we're not seeing any gameplay. We're not seeing any of the enemies. We're not seeing, Master Chief or anything yet. But it looks good so far. It looks good.
the flood.
I wanted to give our team the opportunity to really express an alien world, a really alien world.
Yeah.
Taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous Halo games.
What's impressed me about watching the Halo team work in Unreal is how beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look.
Unreal, man. Unreal Engine. They just keep pushing the envelope. That's the video that I just reacted to, 5.5, Unreal Engine 5.5. It's just insane. It's insane what they can do now. Mega lights. Everything has a light source and everything has shadows, and it's crazy.
I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in Unreal Engine before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel, and I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope there's a lot of passion, and I hope they have respect for the original material, right? And for what fans see as kind of core Halo, right? I really hope that they have a respect for that they try to stay true to some of those core things while bringing Halo into kind of the modern era with the just high fidelity graphics, maybe new gameplay mechanics. It really needs to be competitive somehow, so they've got to do something. But man, yeah, just build the hype for this. Bring Halo back.
Tree was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process. Everything from concept art, VFX, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations.
Look at that. Look at that. The gunmetal look is just pristine. That is so clean, man. Even like the scrape, like buffing lines etched into the metal. It's crazy. Yeah, this is beautiful.
Taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. Wow. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we have, bring them to life, and bring them to today's standards.
That's awesome.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
As a lifelong...
Wait. Working on multiple projects and expanding the studio? Well, first of all, how? It seems like every AAA studio is struggling right now, laying off people and downsizing. So how are they expanding and how are they working on multiple projects at once? That is a little concerning because working on multiple projects at once, that means they can't devote the time and attention and love to Halo that I would like to see so that the games actually come out just beautiful, you know what I mean? It is a little concerning.
Long Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, looking for talent later in the cycle. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But how are they working on multiple projects and expanding when other AAA studios seem to be downsizing right now? It's just interesting. Hopefully, I hope this is not boding ill for the studio and for Halo. I really hope that they can pull it together and just kind of get back to some core roots of things while updating the graphics and maybe adding some new... As long as it's fun, they can add new mechanics, go crazy, but just make sure the gameplay is really fun. That's what we want. That's all gamers want. We just want a fun game.
Part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrived now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
Well, maybe it's good that it's kind of a new beginning for the studio then. Maybe this is actually all good. Maybe I'm framing this entirely wrong. Maybe they downsized a bunch and now they're rebuilding with a new start. maybe that is a good thing, because Halo was heading in a very poor direction before. I mean, sure, there was a dedicated fan base. There was people who always bought the Halo game no matter what. I'm sure of that. But it was definitely declining. The hype for Halo was just not there. And I would love to see it brought back. I really would. I would love that.
There's so much momentum that we have right now, and focus and clarity on not just what we're building, but why we're building, and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The worlds that we're building, the stories that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
I think that's important. It's actually good to hear that, because yeah, the recipe that they were working with, it was declining in popularity, as I said. There just wasn't as much hype around Halo games. I would love to see that hype brought back. I'm actually really encouraged. I think this could be awesome. We'll see what happens. That's crazy. Halo Studios. There's an entire studio dedicated to just Halo games. Crazy, crazy. Well, I think this is actually pretty encouraging. It was kind of a roller coaster ride there. I wasn't sure how things were going to turn out here, but I think that's a good thing. They're kind of rebuilding the studio. They're going with a fresh start, and they're changing the recipe, as they said. And that's a good thing, because the games were just declining. I think they were trying to stick too much to original Halo without innovating in a fun way. It's fine to change things. It's fine to change the recipe if it makes the game fun, if it makes the game better. I think that's important. Maybe they need to bring in more testers or more fans or something like that, and get the game in people's hands earlier to try things out and make sure the fans actually like the direction things are heading in. Maybe it needs to be something like that. But man, yeah, this is actually pretty encouraging. I'm really happy to see that they're kind of resetting and shifting their mind and perspective and recipe, like they said. This is awesome. I really enjoyed watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.